Did you know there are underwater caves in Florida where fossils literally rain from the ceiling? Or that one of its lakes used to explode? How about this? Florida has more springs than anywhere else on Earth. Welcome to Hidden on Earth, where we uncover the strange, the wild, and the completely unexpected. Today, we're diving into 50 unbelievable facts about Florida that'll change the way you see the Sunshine State. Let's get started. Fact 50: the town at the crossroads of nature. Tucked away in rural Osceola County sits a tiny spot called Yeehaw Junction, home to just a couple hundred people. It's not just a funny name. This place sits exactly where three ecosystems collide: pine flatwoods, dry prairie, and marshland. A literal crossroad of Florida's wild side. Fact 49: Florida's underwater base. Off Key Largo, there's a high-tech underwater lab called the Aquarius Reef Base. It's one of the only working habitats on the planet where scientists live beneath the ocean, studying coral reefs, fish behavior, and marine health. Think of it like NASA, but for the sea. Fact 48: the Everglades that reached Orlando. Believe it or not, the Everglades once stretched all the way up to Orlando. Urban growth and farming shrank it over the last century, but major projects are now restoring the natural flow of water, bringing pieces of that lost wilderness back to life. Fact 47: where gators and crocs coexist. Florida is the only place on Earth where alligators and crocodiles live side by side in the wild. The unique mix of fresh and salty water in the Everglades creates a perfect overlap, where both species thrive together. It's a prehistoric team-up straight out of a documentary. Fact 46: the swamps that came back. Many Florida neighborhoods were built on drained wetlands. Now, rising seas and heavier rains are bringing the water right back. Some areas in South Florida flood regularly, a reminder that the land still remembers what it used to be. Fact 45: the deepest spring. Just south of Tallahassee sits Wakulla Spring, plunging over 185 feet deep. Divers have found prehistoric bones and ancient tools hidden in its caves. If this spring wasn't underwater, it'd be a national park on its own. Fact 44: the state of 700 springs. Florida is built on porous limestone, and that's why it has over 700 freshwater springs, the most anywhere on Earth. Each one is like nature's faucet, crystal clear, constantly flowing, and cool all year long. Fact 43: when the ground opens up. Sinkholes are part of Florida life. Thousands appear each year, most harmless, some disastrous. In 2013, one even swallowed a man's entire bedroom near Tampa. It's the downside of living on sponge-like rock. Fact 42: the only coral barrier reef in the US. Stretching over 350 miles, the Florida Reef is the only living coral barrier reef in the continental United States. It's not just stunning, it protects the coastline from storms and shelters thousands of marine species. Fact 41: the Glass Bottom Springs. Back in the 1870s, visitors rode glass-bottom boats at Silver Springs to peek into crystal-clear waters. Today, it still gushes 500 million gallons of water a day, enough to fill hundreds of swimming pools daily. Fact 40: glowing beaches. Some Florida beaches light up at night. In places like the Indian River Lagoon, microscopic plankton glow neon blue when waves or paddles stir them, turning the ocean into a starry sky. Fact 39: islands built from trash. In the 1920s, Miami literally made land out of mud and debris. Man-made islands like Star Island were built by dredging the ocean floor, and now they're home to million-dollar mansions. Fact 38: the artificial beach. Miami Beach looks natural, but it's not. It's a man-made shoreline rebuilt again and again with imported sand, Without constant maintenance, waves would erase it within years. Fact 37. The River of Grass. Covering 1.5 million acres, the Everglades is America's largest subtropical wilderness, a slow, shallow river of grass. It's home to manatees, panthers, and hundreds of rare birds. It's Florida's heartbeat. Fact 36. A wetland that needs fire. Here's a twist. The Everglades need wildfires to survive. Lightning-triggered burns clear out overgrowth, renew plants, and help the ecosystem thrive. In Florida, fire isn't destruction, it's balance. Fact 35. The Shallow Giant. Lake Okeechobee spans over 700 square miles, yet it's only about 9 feet deep. It's shallow enough to wade across if drained, but it fuels Florida's water, wildlife, and farming. Fact 34. Surrounded, but not an island. Florida's a peninsula, surrounded by water on 3 sides, not an island. The Gulf side is calm and warm, perfect for sunsets and swimming, while the Atlantic side brings waves and wind. Fact 33. The giant sponge beneath you. Under Florida lies the Floridan Aquifer, a massive limestone sponge holding trillions of gallons of fresh water. It's what feeds all those springs, but also why sinkholes happen. Fact 32. The underwater mazes. Florida's caves go on for miles underwater. Places like Peacock Springs and Devil's Den are labyrinths of clear tunnels, constant 72-degree Fahrenheit water, and surreal blue light. Fact 31. The river that flows backward. The St. Johns River breaks the rule. It flows north, not south. It winds 310 miles from the center of the state before reaching the Atlantic. Fact 30. More coastline than California. Florida's shoreline runs about 1,350 miles, second only to Alaska. That's a lot of beaches, bays, and barrier islands, and the reason millions flock here every year. Fact 34. The Coral Islands. The Florida Keys aren't volcanic. They're ancient coral reefs turned to stone. When sea levels fall, those reefs rose up, forming the chain of islands that stretch into the Caribbean. Fact 28. The Beach of Shark Teeth. Venice Beach is the shark tooth capital of the world. Fossilized teeth from ancient sharks wash ashore every day. Souvenirs from Florida's prehistoric past. Fact 27. The prairie where you can see the Earth curve. At Kissimmee Prairie Preserve, the land is so flat and open you can almost see the planet curve. It's one of the best places in Florida for stargazing and untouched wilderness. Fact 26. Florida's hidden volcanoes. Florida doesn't have active volcanoes, but deep underground are ancient volcanic rocks, remnants from when this land was under the sea millions of years ago. Fact 25. Snow white sand from the mountains. That powdery white sand in the Panhandle? It's quartz that washed down from the Appalachian Mountains over millions of years. Nature's slowest delivery system. Fact 24. The giant sand dunes. In spots like Topsail Hill Preserve, dunes rise 25 feet tall, shaped by wind and time. They're Florida's natural seawalls, protecting the coast from storms. Fact 23. The exploding lake. Lake Apopka near Orlando once gave off flammable methane gas from decaying pollution. Locals said it could ignite on the surface. Cleanup efforts are finally bringing it back to life. Fact 22. The lost wetlands. A century ago, 1/3 of Florida was wetlands. Most have been drained for cities and farms, but conservationists are working to bring them back before they're gone for good. Fact 21. Florida's desert in disguise. In the middle of the state lies sand pine scrub, dry, ancient terrain that looks almost like a desert. It's one of Florida's oldest ecosystems, surviving floods, droughts, and time. Fact 20. The moving islands. Florida's barrier islands are always shifting. Waves and storms erode one side, build up the other, and slowly move the islands themselves over time. They're alive, just on a geological timescale. Fact 19. The Ocean Highway. The Gulf Stream starts right off Florida's coast. This massive warm current travels north along the US and across the Atlantic, heating Western Europe and steering hurricanes as it goes. Fact 18. Florida's lava tubes. Sort of. Some North Florida caves look like lava tubes. Long, round tunnels carved in limestone by ancient water flow. No lava here, just Florida doing its own version. Fact 17. Lightning Alley. Between Tampa and Orlando, lightning flashes light up the sky almost daily. This zone sees more strikes per square kilometer than almost anywhere else on Earth. Fact 16. 2 climates, 1 state. Florida straddles 2 climates, tropical down south, humid subtropical up north. That's why palm trees and pine forests can grow in the same state. Fact 15. Weather powered by 3 seas. Florida's weather is driven by the Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, and Caribbean Sea. They team up to create warm air, daily thunderstorms, and yes, hurricanes. Fact 14. Fossils that fall from the ceiling. In a few underwater caves, fossils actually drop from the ceiling when storms shake loose ancient bones. Some discoveries challenge what we thought we knew about early humans in the Americas. Fact 13. The giants of prehistoric Florida. Long ago, Florida had giant ground sloths and saber-toothed cats. Their fossils turn up in places like Vero Beach and along the Peace River, echoes of the Ice Age. Fact 12. A land of thousands of islands. Florida has over 4,500 islands bigger than 10 acres, more than any state except Alaska. That's a lot of coastline, even by Florida standards. Fact 11. The state without basements. You can't really dig deep in Florida. Groundwater is too close to the surface. Basements would just flood. So homes are built on slabs or stilts instead. Fact 10. The alligator neighbors. With 1.3 million gators statewide, it's no wonder they show up in lakes, canals, and golf courses. Man-made ponds are their new favorite hangouts. Fact 9. The melting ground. Florida's limestone bedrock slowly dissolves when rainwater seeps in, creating caves, springs, and you guessed it, sinkholes. It's what makes the ground both fragile and fascinating. Fact 8. The vanishing beaches. More than half of Florida's beaches are critically eroded. Each year, the state spends millions trucking in sand to keep the coast from disappearing. Fact 7. The sinking city. Parts of Miami are sinking by millimeters every year due to overdevelopment and drained wetlands. Some buildings are literally setting into the soft limestone beneath them. Fact 6. A state that's sinking. Much of South Florida sits just a few feet above sea level, and because the limestone acts like a sponge, seawater rises through the ground, flooding from below as much as from the ocean itself. Fact 5. Cities built on coral reefs. Southern Florida was once an underwater coral paradise. Those reefs hardened into limestone, the same rock beneath modern-day Miami. Today, the Florida Reef offshore is the last living link to that ancient world. Fact 4. The ghost town in the swamp. Inside the Everglades sits a place called Flamingo, once a small fishing town. After repeated hurricanes wiped it out, nature took over. Now it's a haunting reminder of how powerful Florida's storms can be. Fact 3. The sunken forest. Just off Sarasota, scientists found a 50,000-year-old cypress forest buried beneath the sea. It's so well preserved that the wood still smells like fresh pine. Fact 2. Flatter than a pancake. Florida is officially the flattest state in America. Its highest point, Britton Hill, is only 345 feet above sea level, about as tall as a 3-story building. Fact 1. Manatees love power plants. In winter, hundreds of manatees gather near power plants for warmth. They rely on the warm water outflows to survive cold snaps, a strange but vital side effect of modern life. From glowing beaches to fossil caves and vanishing wetlands, Florida is one of the most unpredictable places on Earth. I'm your host, and this is Hidden on Earth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for 50 wild facts about Europe, coming up next.